Good evening and welcome to Sunset News on this Tuesday evening. As always, we bring you the news, community stories, economics, weather and sports. I am Ashwin Berry.
And I am Irene Marie van der Walt.
All right, so let's get straight into our top stories, Irene Marie. A frantic manhunt is on for Bank Windhoek Opuwo branch employee Nico Hiendepi Redebe, who is feared to have slipped into Angola with the help of another ex-employee of the same bank. Now, both men are accused of masterminding theft from the bank's Opuwo branch, with Redebe allegedly striking this past Saturday. In 2021, police arrested Franz Hosea Megameno, who allegedly stole 729,800 Namibian dollars from the very same branch. Now, both Rebebe and Megameno worked together at the Opuwo branch before the latter was fired and criminally charged for his alleged theft. Police are investigating allegations that the duo planned Saturday's theft together. Now, more on this story can be read on Wednesday's Namibian Sun. Any thoughts looking at that story, Rihanna Marie?
I think maybe they have to look into the second strike of theft.
Yes.
I mean, same branch, second time.
Second time, there's a security issue. Very
Maybe.
clearly, there's a security issue. And Opuwo slipping into Angola, not the most difficult thing. There is a manhunt, and we'll certainly see how that one transpires. But I think, look, if I'm a customer who banks with that branch, I wouldn't feel very secure about just like, operations, and money and that kind of thing. And
I think I would feel secure if I weren't at that branch. It seems to be specific to the
very
branch.
specific to that branch. So if you're not in that branch, I guess you're kind of okay. Let's move over to our next story. Judge Beatrix Deyaga was sworn in this morning as an acting judge of the High Court. Now, she officially took this position and will hold this position for 3 months until her term expires on April 16 this year. Now, Judge Philanda Christian, who was promoted from her position as acting judge to a judge of the High Court, also took the oath in the High Court yesterday.
2 more were added to the long line of honourable judges in the Namibian High Court today. Judge Beatrix de Jager was sworn in this morning as an acting judge of the High Court. She officially took this position today and will hold her position for 3 months until her term expires on April 16th this year. Judge Philanda Christian, who was promoted from her position as an acting judge to a judge of the High Court, also took the oath in the High Court yesterday. De Jager began her legal career as a clerk in the State Attorney's Office in March of 2003 and worked in this capacity until July of 2004. Hereafter, she was admitted as a legal practitioner and practiced at the State Attorney's Office before joining Kirsten and Company. Here she practiced until November of 2008. Her focus mainly revolves around civil issues with experience in the administration of wills and estates, human rights, labour disputes, as well as mediation and arbitration. The appointment of judges de Jager and Christian follow the first public interviews of candidate judges. A third candidate judge, Advocate Makando, also gave a public interview, but the decision on his appointment is not yet known.
All right, Rihanna Marie, you worked on this story. Tell us a little bit more, just some initial thoughts.
I think it's really, really nice to see that they both properly moved through
the
the
ranks.
ranks.
Yes, of course, yeah.
Yeah, Philanda Christian now ending her term as an acting judge.
Yes.
And obviously Beatrix de Jager starting as an acting judge. So after those 3 months, if there is reason for reevaluation, they will reevaluate her position, potentially promote her to be a judge of the High Court. In Namibia, there are said to be shortages of judges. So to see judges being sworn in who have really gone through the motions, built their way up and understand what they are doing is really, really nice, because that would have been a concern with the shortage of judges, just getting people in who, know something about the law. So knowing that these people have a history in the law is, it's very assuring.
All right. Now move over to our next story. Minister of International Relations and Cooperation Netumbo Nandi Ndaitwah said Namibian farmers should comply with the Angolan laws if they want their animals to continue grazing the neighboring country.
During our meeting in Rwanda, we agree with my counterpart that there was a need to jointly address the farmers. Happy that what we have agreed in Rwanda is being realized today. The purpose of our meeting here today, therefore, Namibian farmers who are grazing your cattle in Angola.
Now, in our story of the day, we look at the RAS award that was awarded to the AMT's Mobile Planetarium project. Stay with Sunset News.
eTicket, your online ticket solution for events and event marketing, bringing you ease of mind and making sure that your event gets out there. For more information, contact events@nmh.com.na.
Now, in a remarkable recognition of innovation and commitment to public engagement, the Mobile Planetarium team of the Africa Millimeter Telescope project has been honored with the 2024 Annie Maunder Medal for Outreach by Royal Astronomical Society. Yolanda Nell has more.
The Mobile Planetarium of the AMT has been a vital tool in bridging the gap between astronomical research and public awareness in Namibia. This accolade of the RAS underscores the team's exceptional efforts in bringing immersive and interactive astronomy experiences to the Namibian public, fostering a connection between scientists, government officials, and the wider community. Dr. Mark Kleinwald of Radboud University and AMT project director, there was a unique set of challenges faced in Namibia due to its vast size, and he stated that few scientific outreach programs reach all corners of a country. The solution was to introduce a portable mobile planetarium capable of reaching even the most remote locations in Namibia, allowing all Namibians to actively engage with the project. The RAS's Annie Maunder Medal, launched in 2016 to celebrate the centenary of women's admission to fellowships, recognizes outstanding achievements in outreach projects. This year's award acknowledges the impactful efforts of the AMT Mobile Planetarium project in bringing the wonders of astronomy to diverse audiences across the country. The accolade reflects not only the team's dedication, but also the broader significance of science communication and education in fostering a scientifically literate and inspired society. The award will be presented during the National Astronomy Meeting later in the year, celebrating the team's commitment to advancing public understanding of astronomy and scientific research in Namibia. The AMT project aims to establish the first millimeter wave radio telescope on African soil. This telescope will be situated in the Namibia's Khomas Highlands and set to expand the Event Horizon Telescope network, famous for capturing the groundbreaking image of the black hole in 2019. We caught up with John-Dre Divenacher of the AMT project to hear what their thoughts are on this award.
Hey Yolanda, so just being noticed by the Royal Astronomical Society means the world to us. I mean, the work that we're doing here in Namibia is enthusing so many students here, but a very local perspective. So just being noticed by this society, which is the oldest astronomical society in the world, is for us a massive honor, and let alone getting a medal from them. I mean, they give out awards every year for different categories of things, and they have a medal dedicated to outreach. And so we are super stoked to have received this medal and really excited for how it's putting Namibia on the map. And the team, I can tell you, is over the moon. There's obviously going to be a handover ceremony in London, at Oxford in July, and we're hoping to send as many of the team members over there to actually receive this medal with the engraving on of our team's name and everything. And so we're really excited for this. And I mean, this international recognition that we are receiving is for us just such a awesome testimony of the support which we are experiencing around this project. I mean, from large-scale support like Gondwana and Nedbank and Fly Namibia supporting the project, to local schools and teachers really just receiving us into the environment and helping us instill an enthusiasm for science and maths and technology. So it's just for us amazing that this message from Namibia is kind of spreading to the rest of the world, and we are just super excited for that.
All right, very interesting. I know you are very fascinated with space. The planetarium is an opportunity to, step into space quite literally. And it's wonderful to see it get awarded, especially because, it was being taken to remote areas, to people who otherwise wouldn't have access to this knowledge. And, everybody needs to know about the Earth and, the surrounding worlds we live in.
Yeah, actually my fascination with space goes back to the age of 5.
Wow.
When a very similar planetarium showed up at my school one day.
Wow.
So, and I mean, as someone who's had a dream, I think it's very important that we inspire these dreams at such a young age, so that young children have the motivation to work hard in school. I think Japie van Zyl, may he rest in peace, has been a very, very remarkable icon for young Namibian children who may want to, make it to NASA and make it to space one day. So definitely, I think a wonderful opportunity, and even if they don't want to go work in space, a wonderful exposure for young people to understand. I think just on a very philosophic level, that at the end of the day we are just that pale blue dot.
Absolutely, if not smaller.
And just see something wider than us.
Themselves. The world is truly big out there. Speaking of the world being big, Shali Mining has announced the discovery of a rare earth deposit in southern Namibia. We'll be looking at that story shortly.
Neopaints has established a 67-year Namibian legacy, creating personalized paint solutions that blend quality and innovation for the Namibian people. We pride ourselves in being a 100% Namibian-owned company, investing in our country and our people by employing and empowering true Namibians. With every brushstroke, Neopaints commits to our quality guarantee and always delivering a coat of excellence. At Neopaints, we always stay true to our country. We are as Namibian as you.
In economic news, Shali Mining has announced the discovery of a rare earth deposit in southern Namibia and said it holds the potential to uplift the country as a rare earth hub. Making the announcement this week, the company said it marks a pivotal moment for Namibia's resource sector, as the recent revelation of the deposit's extraordinary mineralization grade at an impressive 1.8%, coupled with an initial estimated resource of 850 million tons, sent shockwaves of excitement throughout the global mining industry. Now, Shali Mining chairman William Shali said they are extremely excited about the Twyfelskupie deposit and are looking forward to the start of a major drilling campaign this year. I think working in the mining industry in Namibia is one of the best decisions you can make, particularly when we're looking at the forthcoming decade. You know what I mean? Because we're looking at rare deposits being discovered on ground, and we're finding oil deposits in the sea.
Yeah, but I think you can't have the discussion about working in mining in Namibia without this discussion that pops up all the time about how is mining benefiting our larger community. There's a lot of Namibians who feel that minerals are kind of captured in Namibia. It's kind of just taken at like these laughable rates, and that we in the long run don't really benefit from it. I think the Namibian economy could have been flourishing a lot better.
A lot better, yes, of course.
If there were different controls. But
yes. No, certainly without a doubt. I mean, I think it's important to keep in mind that the amount of natural resources that Namibia has and the amount of people that Namibia has is a large disparity, if you will, whereby it makes it difficult to make sense of the checks and balances when you look at, poverty in particular areas. And sometimes you find poverty in the areas where there is mining. And that's a lot of questions need to be asked, questions which may be answered in November during the election. We see how that goes. At least, on the way there, I'd love to hear a couple of manifestos. But before we do all of that, international news after the break, we're going to be talking about the reason people in China postpone or forgo dating. And before that, let's have a look at the indicators. All right, the Namibian dollar trades at 18.89 next to the US dollar. 20.54 gets you €1. For one Chinese yuan, you get 2.63 Namibian dollars, and 23.84 Namibian dollars gets you one British pound. Brent crude oil and copper made some upticks, the most significant one being Brent crude oil plus 0.47%. Gold and platinum are in the red, platinum minus 1.03%. Now, as I said, people in China are postponing or foregoing dating and marriage because of economic reasons. We'll be looking at that in international news.
Welcome to My.NA Cars, your ultimate destination for everything automotive.
I am your host, Diana Master. Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Discover the latest models, innovative technologies, and expert insights from our passionate hosts. Learn essential maintenance tips and get exclusive behind-the-scenes access to the automotive industry. Don't miss My.NA Cars on NTV every Thursday at 2100 hours. Tune in and ignite your passion for automobiles.
Now, over 80 Chinese single people are looking for love in the city of Shanghai, and they attended a private masquerade mix at an upmarket jazz bar on Saturday. Marketed at graduates from top universities, and ticketed event saw singles all aged under 35 mingling and flirting behind the masks in search of the one. As the world's second biggest economy slows, an increasing number of people are opting to stay single due to poor job prospects amid record youth unemployment and chronically low consumer confidence, leading to a record slump in marriage registrations in 2022. Now, the growing number of young adults choosing to postpone or forgo marriage altogether has raised concerns about the growth prospects of the world's second largest economy. Now, marriage rates are seen as a leading indicator of birth rates in China, as unmarried mothers are often denied child-raising benefits. Fewer workers and consumers in the population, and coupled with rising costs in elderly care as well as retirement benefits, would only put more strain on indebted local governments. Now, China's fertility rate is currently one of the world's lowest, and official data on Wednesday is expected to show that the population fell for a second consecutive year, and this is renewing concerns about the demographic decline. Wow, lots of problems. That is a bit of a tough one because, of course, with China's particular case, population is certainly tied to the growth of the growth of the economy.
Yeah, I mean, they're a very industrious nation.
Yes.
They rely on the set of hands that they have
The
available.
numbers, yes.
So obviously China has given a lot of incentives for having children, for growing the Chinese population. So I think it will be really, really insightful into China to see those population statistics they're about to release and see in which ways their population are declining.
It's declining, yeah. And at what point do you press, the panic button? Because, I mean, as far as China is concerned, if they're saying, look, the population is dwindling to such a point that it's just not sustainable. But then it's difficult to see that when we're talking about a country with over 1 billion people. It's difficult to imagine that. At very few countries, I think it's just India which has more people than China. But again, China is seeing the effects. They did have the issue before, and they actually got to a point where they limited the children people could have, and then they got to a point where they reversed that because they realized the limitations were too severe. And of course, then you look at Japan, which is in a worse off position than China, smaller population, definitely growing slower, and certainly suffering the effects of not having enough numbers. What is interesting, though, is people in China are saying that they won't get married because they don't have a job, job prospects rather in the economy. And I do think that is an issue around the world, but I don't know how much Africans prioritize that. Of course, we do care about having a job and being able to get married without a doubt. And, Lobola, I would like to say Africans have got more stages in marriage that involve money. But it is curious to see that there are people who are saying, look, if I'm not working, I'm not dating.
Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, your comparison between Japan and China, China could still do what Japan does. If it really gets to that point, they could go, listen, we are open, please come work here. Japan literally has homes standing empty.
Just empty.
Because of this declining population.
And of
that
course,
they have.
Japan couples that up with having the oldest, one of the oldest populations in the world. I think it's Japan and Italy.
So they are inviting professionals in, basically.
Yes,
they are practically making you tea on the way in if you want it. So.
China opened the invites and we might just come through weather after the break.
Neopaints has established a 67-year Namibian legacy, creating personalized paint solutions that blend quality and innovation for the Namibian people. We pride ourselves in being a 100% Namibian-owned company, investing in our country and our people by employing and empowering true Namibians. With every brushstroke, Neopaints commits to our quality guarantee and always delivering a coat of excellence. At Neopaints, we always stay true to our country. We are as Namibian as you.
Looking at the weather, it's rainy in Gobabis. Windhoek actually just experienced some showers, but partly cloudy conditions are expected going forth. Katima, Mulilo, Rundu, Enana, Oshakati also expecting rains, and it's partly cloudy in Ruakana with a maximum of 31 degrees. It's windy in Lüderitz, sunny in Ariamsvlei, Mariento and Keetmanshoop. You can expect 35 degrees Celsius maximum in Mariento and Aranos, making it the hottest in the country. And it is partly cloudy in Oraniemund and perhaps a little chilly in Keetmanshoop, depends on the time. All right, those have been our weather predictions. Let's swing over to the sports desk.
Well, good day, viewers. On today's Sunset News brought to you by Sportrap. I mean, there is one thing that we are all focused on today, and it's that's the Brave Warriors that we are focused on. All the focus is on the big game as we take on Tunisia in our opening match in the AFCON 2023. As you can see there, the game kicks off at 7 o'clock Central African time, so you can definitely tune in for that one. But Brave Warriors head coach Colin Benjamin had this to say before the match.
The point is us playing against Tunisia tomorrow, taking all other aspects out, it's total different contrast. Apart from the demographics, which is south and north, their development happens in Europe. Ours is happening at home. They have been everywhere. This is formality for them. We are the Nations Cup. This is something special. And as such, we are hungry, but we're also humble to say that, listen, we've prepared, we've done our work, and let's just go on the field and try and do what it is that we have to do. I think coming back to your question with the other teams, yes, it's something that you look at, but we really tend to concentrate on ourselves and psych ourselves up and looking for the chance when it comes. This group is very, very tough. Like I said, we have favorites with Mali and Tunisia that's probably are able to win this tournament. And as such, we're taking on these games. We have a dream. We have a dream, and that dream is really to upset one or two in the group. And we also have another dream. If we do upset that, to do better than what we did before. It's not going to be easy. We're going to give it a go, full out, and yeah.
Thank you very much for the warm welcome. We are definitely ready. We've been preparing for the past few weeks. Started off in Accra. We played friendly in Kumasi, so against Ghana. And yeah, we came to Korogo, and preparations have been going well. The camp, the vibes are good. So we are gearing up to tomorrow's game. And yeah, like I said, we are in good spirits and ready. I picked up a slight strain on my hamstring, so I was out for, this is exactly day 9 today. So I've been recovering, doing rehab. It's been going very well. I'm grateful that I can run again. You know, the small things that you sometimes take for granted. I'm grateful I can run again. I'm back with my teammates, full training, and yeah, going back to the underdog. I mean, we don't want to get lost into that whole tournament of the underdog, or the underdog have been doing good.
And those have been our sports stories, and indeed all our stories throughout this broadcast. Thank you very much for staying with Sunset News with Iriana Marie van der Walt and Ashwin Mberi. Don't end your day without us.